If you feel that you haven't changed much, you have been doing the same bad habits all over again, maybe you scroll, you procrastinate on your phone, you waste your time on social media, and it's like you are just stuck in the same place and you are not moving anywhere. So you are in a lucky place because I have been in this exact place for the last maybe 1 year, for the last 5 months, and actually nothing changed until I did one thing. So in this video I will explain to you one pretty much simple concept, but I believe that over 90% of people don't even do that. And if you do this, I will think that you will definitely solve the problems that you're having right now. So around 5 months ago, 1 year ago, 1.5 years ago, I was watching a lot of YouTube, I read some books, and as everyone on social media says, you have to earn money, you have to do some kind of business, you have to make something great. And I thought that one day I will do that. One day maybe I will do social media, maybe I'll do something great. But the only thing that I was doing towards it was, first, I play video games. Second, I scroll on my phone, I procrastinate on social media every single day for hours, and I do absolutely nothing around it. Nothing. Just the same bad habits all over again. I am thinking, I am dreaming about becoming something important, doing some kind of business, but like I don't do anything at all. And I thought that the problem to it was that, well, first of all, that this is an addiction, and well, yes, half of it is true, that it's an addiction that you have to cure, but actually, one of the biggest problems was that I am lost, and it's that I don't know how. The biggest problem was that I couldn't imagine like where I am going. I would just think that one day I will magically become a content creator, or one day I will magically become a businessman. Just I will move from playing video games, from watching social media, from watching TikTok, from watching Instagram, into becoming a businessman. But actually this is unreal, and a few months ago I actually understood why some people improve, why some people seem to just they do all the tasks, they sit through their work, they wake up early, they do what they want to do, they try to improve every single day. And then why I am having the same idea that I need to improve, that I need to change, I need to do the bad habits, but I I don't change at all. Every single day I keep going to school, I keep telling the same jokes, I keep using the same social medias, I keep scrolling the same 1 hour, the same 2 hours every single day. And it's like, in my subconscious mind, I am hoping for some magic to happen. I am hoping that I will get into some kind of real activities in any time. But the years go by, and the older you get, and the more possibilities, the more people you see actually improving, the more you start to understand that you are doing something wrong. And I actually answered this question, what exactly am I missing? And I understood, and it's really simple, but it's quite hard to do because no one else does this. But it's actually, the secret is here. A simple notebook, a simple pen and paper, and I tell you, pen and paper, not your phone, not your laptop, not your PC, not your notes, but picking up a notebook. And what I'm going to do after this video to try to improve my life, and what I have tried to do in the past, but not to this extent, and what I recommend you doing if you want to find out, well, where you are going, how you can actually change, and how you can stop doing the bad habits, even if you really want to, but you see that you can't. You see that you tell to yourself that you will quit, but you get to the same habits. So the secret is here, and listen up, here it is. So one thing that people who improve the fastest, and when I saw my biggest improvement, when I did this 100-day challenge of filming content, right now I'm doing a new challenge of filming YouTube videos every single day. So one thing that actually got me to those really good habits, to something really meaningful, is actually reflecting and describing my dream life. So this might sound pretty silly, you might not understand this from the first hearing, But it's not just actually telling that, oh, I want to make $10,000. There's no reason for it. I just see this number everywhere on social media and that's it. But actually, no. What I meant by describing your dream life, by describing what you want to do, is actually more extensive. So what I will want you to do, and what I'm going to do, is that I will open up my notebook, a clean sheet of paper, and I will write just the life that I want to live, 2.0. And what we have to do, there are probably three main things that we want to do. So the first thing is, you don't want to just tell that, okay, I want to make 1,000 euros, I want to make 10,000 euros, as you see on social media. But what we want to do is write in very, very detailed answers what is exactly our dream life. Like, imagine that you are not going to school anymore. Imagine that you don't have absolutely no hobbies. Imagine that you don't have any bad habit. Imagine that there's no money in the world. And you have to ask yourself a lot of detailed questions. And they can be pretty simple. For example, what would you do if you didn't have to go to school, if you didn't have to cook food, if you didn't have to work? What would you do? Then you might ask to yourself, what do you want to live with? Where do you want to live? Maybe you want to learn something. So what it is? Maybe you want to learn a new language. Maybe you want to learn how to do business. Maybe you want to learn how to do content creation. But it's that when you are in school, when you are going through all of your different kinds of hobbies right now, like you do and like I did, you don't actually think about those things. And this is what happens. You don't think about these small things, these small, just asking, what do you want? What exactly it is that you want to achieve? When you are going just in school, in this circle, what happens is that you don't ask these simple questions in your notebook. Then you are moving without no direction, without knowing what to do. You are moving without pretty much no goals. And it's that you don't have a direction, then you do the bad habits. Because of the bad habits, you don't have a direction even more. You start to forget about the things that you like. And then the cycle repeats. So this is why I think this is probably the most important thing that you could do. It's very simple. You can do this, I don't know, in 10 sittings. Or you can do this in just one night. Before going to bed, for example, you pick a notebook, or if you don't have any notebooks, you pick a simple sheet of paper and you just write for a couple of hours. And I will be doing that because I feel if you know exactly what you want to do, it's very easy to break the bad habits. It's really easy to do the right actions, because what we want to do in our notebook is, so we write what you want to do. So what are the activities that you could be doing? Then you write how your dream life looks in detail. So for example, how your morning looks like. Maybe you don't want to wake up every single day very, very early like you have to do right now in school. So for example, you will write that my dream life contains with me waking up at 9 a.m. for example. Or for me, it could be waking up at 5 a.m. to see the sunrise every single day. So you write something like that. Then you go to the things like how your day looks like. Are you doing sports every single day? What your typical day looks like. So for example, maybe you are an artist and you want to draw every single day. So your dream life could look like you are drawing every single day. People love your drawings and you are selling your pictures on social media and you are making some kind of content. So this is the first part, getting out everything that you could imagine of your dream life. There are no restrictions. You don't have some kind of school. You don't have some kind of control, some kind of rules. Just you telling deeply and authentically to yourself, what do you want to do? And I guarantee that 90% of people, and even more, don't ever sit with a notebook at all. So what to say about writing something about your goals, writing something about your wantings, about your desires. So we do this. You write what you want to do. Then we move on to the second thing, and which is actually really beautiful and powerful. And I think it's even more powerful than just writing what you want to do, but it's actually how you wouldn't like to live your life. What are the things that you don't want to do? You don't want to live like that. You don't want to do, you don't want to see. And by doing this, you can understand what the bad habits are doing to you. So for example, you might write that I don't want to work any work. I don't want to go to some kind of office. I don't want to work on computer. I don't want to talk to people. I just don't want to work a 9 to 5. But maybe if you are younger, you could say that I completely hate school and I don't want to do school. Or maybe, well, saying that you don't want to do school is quite silly because, well, it still has some kind of good and positive things. But let's think of another example. So, what are the things that we just wouldn't like to do? How our worst life could look like. So, for example, us working a 9 to 5, us having absolutely no free time for our hobbies, for our passions, for our activities, because all the time is taken out with, I don't know, with your work, with your bad habits. Maybe your bad life looks like that you don't have any money at all and you have to starve. Maybe you have to work day and night. You have to take multiple shifts, or maybe you just never ever travel in your life. And this is the life that you don't want to live. So we have first part where we write everything that you want to do. Your dream life, your dream activities, what you like, your passions, what you would do if you had 100% free time, what would you do if you didn't have to go to work. And then we write the things that then we describe the life that we don't want to live. So for example, what are the things that you wouldn't do if you had the option? What are the things that you wouldn't do if you had the money? What are the things that you wouldn't do or you wouldn't want to do? Because there are some things that if you don't do the right actions, you will be forced to do. And that things are, for example, working a lot to survive, or studying the thing that you don't like because, well, you didn't think for yourself, you didn't write the life that you want to live, so you just had to pick something or someone picked that for you. Some subject that you don't want to study. So we have these two things. One are the positive side of our dream life, and then the life that we don't want to live. And now, the last part and a bonus part are very, very important. And is that without using any Google, without using any ChatGPT, without using an internet, you have to write what are the actions that I think if I took from today, I would move towards my dream life. So, well, I don't think that this will work 100%. This won't work fast and you won't change in just one day. But that could be really simple. And I used to do that, and I still do to this day every single day when I journal before going to bed. So I do this in 5 minutes, and I have a tutorial on my YouTube channel how to journal very, very quickly. It's very effective, so you can check this out. But basically every single day I write the things that I think I shouldn't do the next day. And that is with your dream life. What are the things that you think you should be doing or you should be stopping doing that could move you towards your dream life? And this part actually comes from having the first part of our life description. And if we have a really detailed, a really clear and exact path, a really clear description of our dream life, this third part is really easy to get. So for example, if you know the dream life of yours, so you understand that scrolling on social media, procrastinating on your phone, doing the bad habits are actually stopping you from living that life. So if you know exactly what you want from life, you will do the right actions together because you know what you want to do. And this is probably the biggest problem in nowadays young people, and I have this problem myself because it feels like I don't know where I'm going. I don't know exactly what I need to do, and because of that I unconsciously choose to procrastinate. I choose to not want to do the work. I choose to sometimes scroll, do the bad habits. And it's not because I'm not disciplined and it's not because I'm not strong to conquer it. And it's actually because I feel lost, and it's actually because I don't know my direction. So this is why I highly recommend doing this exercise, just describing your dream life as best as you can, and then we write the things that we shouldn't do or we should actually do. So for example, in my case, well, I definitely want to live financially free and I don't want to work a lot of hours because I would like to focus on the family that I will be creating. I like to focus on the learning that I will do, maybe on my hobbies because, well, I really love art, I really love drawing, I love playing music, I love creating music, I love sports. And if I want to do all of those things in the same day or just every single day, I need a lot of time. And well, if I will be going if I will need to just work a lot at 9 to 5 job, some boring job, I won't be able to do those things. So know that if I will be needing to work a normal boring job, and I know that because of that, I won't be able to do my dream activities. So for example, art, playing music, I understand that I have to do all of the things that I can to not work a boring job or to not work a 9 to 5. So those things are, for example, not scrolling on social media, not procrastinating, not doing the bad habits, not watching pornography. So these are the bad things that you shouldn't do. But also we write the things that we think we should start doing. So for example, I really think that in young age, when we don't know a lot of things, maybe you don't know your path, or maybe you just lack knowledge, you haven't started any activity, you haven't started content creation, you haven't started a business or some kind of projects. One of the most important things that I do is I read. So I read books. So this is one habit that I should be doing. I should be reading more. So for example, for 20 minutes or for 10 minutes every single day, or reading 1 or 2 books per month. Then this could be, for example, if you want to live financially free and you think that without Googling, without looking at social media, you think that you could probably live financially free in 5 years or in 10 years if you chose content creation. So I write that content creation is the thing that could get me to this position, to my dream life. So the action towards it is that every single day I move the needle towards content creation. So every single day I write to myself that I have to make a video. And this doesn't have to mean that every single day you have to do the perfect actions, you have to have the perfect schedule, you have to be super consistent, but it's actually about your balance, and it's about whether you move the needle or not. So you have to understand what are the things that move you towards your dream life the most. So for example, if your dream life contains content creation and you are living off that, or maybe you're living off a business that you will create, or off some kind of projects and off some kind of idea, the biggest thing and the biggest contributor to moving that needle would probably be, for example, in my case, making a video. It's not really the ideas, it's not really the inspiration, the motivation, it's not my scripted videos, but it's actually a posted video. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and sometimes a randomly posted video where you just talk about a topic could be 10 times better than the idea that you scripted with ChatGPT, you thought about it for days, but actually the person that wins and moves fastest to its dream life is the one that does the most important things first. So I write to myself that I have to create one video every single day. Maybe later I will find out by making those videos that I need to make more. Maybe I will find what I need to do different. But this is the key. This is the key to breaking the bad habits, to stopping feeling stuck, is that first, without looking anywhere, without Googling, without using AI, you describe the life that you want to live. And what happens is that maybe you don't know everything. You don't know all the actions that you need to do. But one thing that we will know from this book is that we will know where we have to start. Maybe you will write for yourself that from today you need to read 20 pages a day and you need to make one video every single day. And maybe that's completely wrong. Maybe that will move you nowhere. But without writing in this paper and without actually trying that, you don't know it. And this is the problem with the modern day society. A lot of people don't know where they're going, so they choose the bad habits, and nothing changes. I thought of that. Other people think that if you just stay in the same place, something will change, and then you will magically turn into something. But actually, this is the biggest problem, because instead of accepting this and instead of understanding that you don't know, you actually accept this fact and you actually try to do something without knowing what you're doing. So it's really powerful, and I will try to explain this in a simple example, and we will end the video, so to make it shorter. So we try to move towards our dream life without knowing how we are going to do this, but we have the picture of it. So for example, we have already described our dream lives. We know what we want to do. Maybe we know as a few hobbies that we want to do, or maybe we know where we don't want to spend our time. So this is already enough. Then you wrote the things that you should be doing, the things that you shouldn't be doing. And from this point, maybe the content creation thing is wrong for you. But you will do this, and then by doing it, you understand that this is wrong. And because you did content creation, you find another thing. For example, you find that drawing is actually way better for you. So by doing content creation, you find about drawing. By doing drawing, you soon get bored, but you actually find about making movies. And maybe the movies, the third time, was actually the perfect for you, and you achieve your dream life. So this is what I want you to get on. This is what I want you to understand, is because you have to only know one thing. What is your dream life? In detailed, as much as details. Then you understand what are the things that you shouldn't be doing. Maybe there are some things that you could start with. Then you move, you try, you change, and by doing this, one time, sooner or later, you find what is perfect for you. And you have to stop telling to yourself this excuse that one day you will change, that one day someone will give you this business, one day you will actually stop acting this stupid way, just magically. Because that won't happen, and it will only happen if you describe the life that you want to live, and therefore you will strive towards it. You will try to find about how can you do this. You will think about when I will get to this, how can I do this with someone else's help. But if you don't do this, you will actually stay working and you will stay thinking, you will stay spending your energy and focus for the people that have described their dream lives. Because you don't know where you are going, so someone will give you a direction. And that direction will not be your perfect direction, it will not be your dream life, and you will stay doing the bad habits. So just take one thing from this video. If you know how your dream life looks, everything becomes simpler and everything becomes easier, because from that point, you either are moving towards your life by doing the good things, the positive things, and you also drop the negative things, the bad habits that are stopping you from achieving your dream life. If you don't know your dream life, you won't stop doing the bad habits because you don't know what they are hurting you. You don't know what they're costing you, and you are just living in comfort. So I hope that this was enough. If you really want to change, if you want to do that faster, if you want to find like-minded people because you can't relate to anyone, well, I highly recommend joining, top link in the description. We have an awesome community. I will be able to help you there. We can talk about any topics, and right now it's free, so feel free to join. My name is Paul. I post every single day, and see you tomorrow.